If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. The world is going wild when they come for you. The river's running dry when it all falls through. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, I got you. Yeah, baby, I got you.
Hello, squad. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a great New Year celebration, whatever you did, whether you did something extravagant or you just kept it chill. I, for one, kept things very, very chill. This was moi. On New Year's Eve, I went to a very quiet place in Bali. I'm still in Bali. And just meditated, journaled, prayed, and just had some peace and quiet away from the craziness of um the party area of Bali where I'm actually staying. And I'm so glad because I've seen all the videos that have come out this morning and it was an absolute madhouse down here. So it was just nice to have some peace and tranquility. And I hope you all enjoyed your New Year celebrations as well. We are in 2024. And we are also, wait, let me just double check. I think I'm on my 800th episode. Insane. Thank you so much, all of you. Actually, is it the 800th episode or 799th? I think it's the 799th. Thank you so much, all of you who have been with me from the very, very beginning. And just so you know, I'm putting it out into the universe. I hope that it will be out in 2024. But I'm just letting you know that I am working on a book project about the royals. Well, It's not really about the royal. It's about a royal. It's inspired by a royal. Okay, that's the most I would say right now. I'm working on a book that is inspired by one of the royals, and as the year goes on, I'll talk more about it and I'll let you know more about it. But it's I'm really excited about it. This is not um It's not like a royal biography. This isn't about the history of the royals or anything that's happened in the last 6 years. This isn't okay. I'll tell you that it's inspired by Meghan, but it's very different from anything that's ever been written. I think in this space before, and I think if you have been following me from the beginning, maybe you'll get a better idea of what this book could be about because it's very much in line with how this channel started. So I'm very excited to get started with that in 2024, and I hope by the end of 2024 it will actually be out. So I'm putting it out into the universe. Okay, let's get to it. Couple of interesting stories. Actually, before we get to what's come out in the last 24 hours, a little bit of a throwback to 2020. I think this actually came out. I just didn't well, I don't think I had the podcast back then. But there is a Megan lookalike. I don't think she's a lookalike professionally, but this lady called Akeisha Land, who shared some photos of herself, um, and people saw the very uncanny, um, uh, the way she looks like Megan, the resemblance, right? I mean, if I saw her on the streets, I would probably have to look twice. So that was very sweet. I think this came out a while ago, but I hadn't seen it. So I thought I'd share that. Some like nice happy story to start the new year because I tell you who is just gonna clearly gonna continue trolling all the way through 2024, and that is the palace or whoever it is that is controlling the bot farm that was activated as soon as the new year started. When I logged into Twitter today, half of my For You feed was trolls. I couldn't believe it. And it's actually like I feel like we've actually gone back to 2020 when the trolling was really bad, except now you can actually tell that a lot of it is automated trolls because none of this really looks organic. It's either automated trolls or paid trolls. So you had this was the first one that I saw on my feed. It said, "I wish people would stop using the Saint Diana narrative. It's getting boring and it's very, very untrue. She was the one who cheated in the marriage first. She was the one who had loads of affairs. She was the one who was manipulating the media to get her own way." This was actually a whole thread, by the way, that they did. And then this one about Meghan, she looks really insane in this photograph, taken about 30 seconds before she was told to vacate the carpet away from the stars. This is just two examples, but it was everywhere. And I'm not the only one that noticed. This was from Sussex Success, who posted, "Does anyone know where all of these derangers came from?" Somebody else saying they are everywhere, obsessed with the Sussex Squad. Check the Kensington Palace IT budget. I think we should. The $1 billion hate campaign operating against Princess Meghan, lots of them are bots, both AI and paid human. I do think, yeah, I definitely think it's a mixture of AI and also paid humans. So, yeah, unfortunately, the trolling is going to continue, but you know what? I think that Harry and Meghan are in such a good place, are in a much better place. People are starting to wake up to how this May campaign operates. And actually, there's one squaddy, pagan, who she made a point of saying this on her goodbye message, is actually stepping down from her Twitter page. I think her Twitter page got to like 33,000 followers. But Twitter has become such a dumpster fire at this point that I don't blame her and I don't blame other people. And like I said, I do think that Harry and Meghan are in a better place, and you know, we pushed back so hard that it's becoming more difficult to uphold this forever negative narrative. And I do think 2024 is a year in which a lot of that is going to start to break down. But I do also think that we are going to see a little bit of craziness from the royals this this year because or if last year was anything to go by, it's clear that they are not. It's not enough for them that Harry and Meghan left. They want Harry and Meghan to be quiet, to disappear, and they deserve to live their lives and carry on with whatever projects they want to do without being scared of stepping on anyone's toes. At the end of the day, the same people who told us that Harry and Meghan would be nothing, without the royal family, that they couldn't survive on their own, um they're the ones now begging, literally begging for them to uh give them more access. A lot of the end of year evaluations, like when they bring the journalists together and they sit down, they talk about the end of the year. Um, a lot of them were saying, "Oh, why? They need to give more access. We need to see more of Meghan." And it's like, well, when you do see more of her, you call her, attention seeking, and you just want to see them because you want to make more money. I hope that Harry and Meghan continue to move in silence, and we just see them when it's most important and most valuable to them. Right. On to the next thing. Kate's clothes, which is one of the few things we have to talk about when it comes to Kate. Um, Let me just check your messages first. Hey Rahini, hey John Garcia. Oh, if Dorothy Ross is in the chat, thank you so much for your very, very generous PayPal. Thank you. And thank you also to, oh, there was someone who donated to me just now. They did, oh, someone bought me 3 coffees, but they did not leave their name. But thank you so much to that person. Happy New Year to everyone who's just coming in. Helen, Anne, Pagan is Jeremy Clarkson's daughter. What makes you think she's Jeremy Clarkson's daughter? I've never heard anybody say that. Where did you hear that? I'd be interested to know where you heard that. Has anybody else heard that? I've never heard anybody in the squad say that she's Jeremy Clarkson's daughter. How do you know? That's an interesting theory. Okay, let's move on to this because this is quite interesting. Kate's taxpayer-funded wardrobe. Okay, I'm going to read from Kaiser, who's always hilarious. She says, this was Kate's first full year as Princess of Wales, carrying the same torture title as her late mother-in-law she never met. Diana was a humanitarian icon, the proverbial moose who ruled. Diana was also a fashion icon who went from prim English rose to big shoulder dynasty 80s through the cleaner, more minimalist 90s looks. Kate has tried cosplaying Diana, cosplaying the Queen, and cosplaying her sister-in-law, all to no avail. Kate simply doesn't have her own style, her own look, and she spends hundreds of thousands of pounds every year trying to figure out what her style should be. It is true. If you actually look back at what Kate wore before Meghan came onto the scene, it was nothing but coat dresses. Literally, if I'm so sure that if you Google coat dresses, Kate will come up. Except this year, she ended up wearing tons of repeats, which caused some low-key discussions about whether Kate's husband cut her clothing budget now that it's coming out of his Duchy of Cornwall pockets. All of which to say, Kate really did spend less money on clothes this year than she did in 2020. But don't designers lend them clothes? Like, how does this work with the royals and the clothes? Anyway, the Princess of Wales saw the value of her wardrobe decrease during 2023 after showcasing an extravagant collection of garments worth £176,000 in 2022. That is taxpayer funded. Well, okay, it's from the Duchy, but anyway. Kate, 41, has worn new clothing and accessories totaling 160,000 over the past 12 months, including a host of ball gowns and glittering jewels for royal engagements. It marks the royal's second most expensive year to date, with a host of new outfits on show, beating 2017's when she wore over 100,000 of new outfits. Okay, so it goes on a little bit, and then Kaiser ends by saying it's funny that she spent that much because she didn't go to any royal tours this year, and to many of the red carpet events, she repeated gowns which were already in her closet. The coronation headpiece should not have cost 32,000. How did that cost 32,000? It looked like applique. That's insane. Yeah, it is insane for something that looked like applique. It was some home project made with glue gun and glitter. It's also insane. It's also an insane number considering how many times she just wore pantsuits or some casual clothes. Also, I don't think Charles pays for her clothes anymore. William should be paying for her stuff from the Duchy of Cornwall funds, just as Charles did when he was the Prince of Wales. So there's definitely some. This is interesting to me, not so much actually because of Kate's clothes, but more what's going on with who's funding them and why they're cutting her clothing budget and where her clothing budget is coming from. Because that tells you something about what could be happening behind the scenes. And then there was this interesting tidbit from one of the Royal Style pages. So this is from Royal Star Watch. So what the Daily Fail actually collated a whole bunch of stuff that she wore. But what Royal Star Watch said was that the Daily Fail used to report an undervalued estimate of the true cost of Kate's wardrobe. So actually, it was undervalued. So they had a lot of unidentified items that were just not added to the total cost. Items worn before were not added to the total cost. This is, I guess, fair, but stay tuned for more. Custom-made items, which is the same as haute couture, were not added to the total cost or simply added as ready-to-wear market price. The Alexander McQueen custom-made or couture dress Kate wore to the coronation was her most expensive item of the year. A similar custom dress would cost anywhere between $40,000 and $75,000. Yet the Daily Mail simply decided to bill it under custom and not add it to the cost. So it was definitely more. And can you imagine if this was Meghan, what they would be saying? Mind you, when Meghan was a working royal, she paid for a lot of her own clothes. And they were still counting her pennies. Right, let's get your comments before we continue. Is Rahini in the chat? Hi. I mean, Kate needs to reclaim her coat dress. It was her thing. Yeah. Go back to coat dresses, please. Joan Garcia, does the British public care how much Kate spends, or is it the tabloids who care? I think the British public should care because why are we spending this much money on someone's clothes? Hmm. All right. Next thing, I guess desperate times calls for desperate measures. Now, this is definitely coming out of the taxpayers' pockets. Charles turned to Instagram queens to help boost his image with the young. Bake Off winner and Love Island star attended royal events to boost Monarchy's Gen Z popularity. Palisades have been inviting social media celebrities with millions of fans to come along to royal events as part of a modern digital strategy to increase support among the under 25s. Influencers are being encouraged to create videos of the event or take pictures to share to their followers. The King's aides hope to replicate the online success of William and Kate. I don't know what they're talking about there. Ahead of the coronation, they made a video on the Elizabeth line with internet star Francis. Is that Francis Bourgeois? I have no idea who that is. He has 3 million TikTok followers apparently. And how much would they have paid that individual? Quite a lot if he has 3 million TikTok followers. You know how they could have enticed the young crowd by embracing Meghan. Instead, they created the very environment that chased her and her husband, and now we all see through you. So it doesn't matter how many Love Island stars you bring into the fold, how many Bake Off stars you bring into the fold, we see you. It's like they want to do absolutely everything except all the things that they need to do to attract a younger audience. I don't understand it. Anyway, last but not least, because I do want to wrap today up quite quickly because as you can probably hear, I have the worst cold. I did come down with a bit of a cold. Um, but let's get on to the main story. Yes, Queen Margaret. Is it Margaret or Margarete? The Danish monarch announced her abdication on live TV. Now I haven't watched the video, and I'm not going to play it. But here we are. Charles, you're up. You know, please step up to the plate and abdicate also. Don't leave the Danish monarch hanging like this, please. No, I'm kidding. Charles would never. He would never. But so she's abdicating, but they're not abolishing the monarchy. I don't celebrate yet. They're not abolishing the monarchy in Denmark. They are. She is going to hand over to the next heir, and I think this is actually a good idea. I think that if they want any more longevity, and it's actually quite remarkable, given the culture in Denmark that they even have a monarchy, um, because they're quite progressive, they're quite socialist. So I find it interesting that they do have a monarchy still. But granted, with very very reduced, almost zero powers. Um, but I think this is a good idea, and I can't help but feel perhaps they have learnt some lessons from the British royals because I mean, it's difficult to say because with the British royals, the Queen had become bigger than the monarchy itself. But one has to wonder, would things have gone a little bit better, and would if Betty had stepped down and given it to Charles, and if Camilla had stayed in the background, I don't know. But let's just have a look at this. So this is from CNN. In a surprise move, Denmark's Queen has announced she will abdicate her role in early 2024 after a reign lasting more than 5 decades. The Queen, 83, will hand over the throne to her son, Crown Prince Frederick, she said in her traditional New Year's Eve speech broadcast on Danish television. She cited back surgery in February 2023 as giving her thoughts about the future. In 2 weeks' time, I have been Queen of Denmark for 52 years, she said. Such an amount will leave its mark on anybody, also on me. The time takes its toll, and the number of ailments increases. One cannot undertake as much as one managed in the past. In February this year, I underwent extensive back surgery. Everything went well, but the operation gave cause for thoughts about the future, whether now would be an appropriate time to pass on the responsibility to the next generation. I have decided that now is the right time. On January the 14th, 52 years after I succeeded my beloved father, I will step down as Queen of Denmark. I will hand over the throne to my son, Crown Prince Frederick. Um, okay. His Australian born wife, Princess Mary, will become Queen Consort, the first Australian to ever ascend the throne. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't she the one who was saying that Meghan shouldn't be complaining? Wasn't it her? Anyway, Princess Mary's rise to the throne will ensure a large audience for the ceremony from her former home in Hobart, Tasmania, where she worked as a real estate sales executive before meeting the prince. I mean, I wonder how big the coronation will actually be. I also wonder if they've learnt lessons from the British royals in that regard. Keep it small and humble. Denmark's royals have a limited role under the country's constitution, with power resting with Parliament. Monarchs play an important ambassadorial role as well as signing off on new legislation. All right. Well, there you go. Queen stepping down. That's not something you see every day. Let's have a look. Manja, you said you love your monarchy here in Denmark. Okay, that's fair enough. Kids Indoor, you said Chuckles waited 70 years to get his cake and eat it. No way he will hand over to Baldy. Yeah, I forget that. The longest intern ever. Trinette, Betty hang on. Happy New Year, Trinette. Betty hung on as long as she could because she knew what was coming when she finally passed on exactly. But there's so much they could have done to help themselves. Valerie, no, it was her sister. Oh, it was her sister-in-law that said that about Megan. Okay. It was the wife, the second son, whose kids lost their child. Ah, yes. Now I remember. Thank you, Church Nelly, and Happy New Year to you. Yes, now I remember. Yeah, there's been a little bit of mess in the Danish royals. Frederick is a Rolling Stone. This we know. Ooh, really? I didn't know about that. Manager, there will be no coronation. Okay, but I'm assuming there'll be some kind of official event, but just maybe not a coronation, right? Alrighty, I'm gonna end it there for today. Happy New Year, everyone. Wishing you all the best for 2024. I am so excited for 2024, and I'm actually really glad that I took a couple of days and an extended break because I think I really, really needed it, and I feel a lot more energized now. All right, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day. Recover from your hangover if you have one. And I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. 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 Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Keep coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling,